The driver's title was decided, but the championship continued. Spa welcomed Formula One with some stormy weather, but not all the Grand Prix weekend had been like this.
Friday morning was nice and sunny, but not for Eric Comas, who crashed heavily in the fast Blanchimont sweep before the pits. Ayrton Senna was the first to reach the scene of the crash, and he rushed to help the motionless Frenchman. Fortunately, Comas suffered only concussion and bruising, but he would take no further part in the Belgian Grand Prix. On Saturday it was wet, and the drivers spent more time in the garages than on the track, and the talk was about the 1993 season.
Prost has a contract, he has a clause in there that has a veto for me to drive, and it's nothing you can do about it. He simply doesn't want to compete with me in the same car, and it's basically because he knows that in the same car is tough to beat me. He gotta have a different car, and that is sad because this is business, of course, but it's also some sport in it. And considering that Williams is well ahead, technically speaking, than anybody else, it means that at the moment I have no alternative to compete with them, with Prost, with another car.
Some qualifying did take place, and not surprisingly, Mansell topped the times, over 2 seconds ahead of Senna and much more ahead of the others.
The race started on a dry track, but rain was obviously threatening. At the green light, Mansell led Senna away. But further down the grid, the man who wasn't moving was Gerhard Berger. He never managed to move his clutchless McLaren from the line. His teammate Senna, meanwhile, took an early lead and managed to keep ahead of Mansell until the end of lap 2. But then Nigel lined up behind Senna and bravely dived inside him at the entry to Blanchimont and took the lead. As it started to rain quite heavily, Patrese followed suit and passed Senna for second place. On the very next lap, the leaders were into the pits to change tyres, bringing chaos to the lap charts. More and more of them came in, but Senna stayed out. Then he too had to change tyres and dropped to 12th place, and as the rain stopped and the track started to dry, Schumacher had a quick off, damaging his tyres in the process. He decided to change them for dry ones. It was a momentous decision. On the fast drying track, Mansell delayed his tyre change for too long. By the time he came in, Schumacher was able to run away with the lead. On his dry tyres, Mansell did start to catch the German towards the end of the race, but then his Renault engine started to miss fire, and that destroyed all hopes for him of a win at Spa. So, by a combination of luck and clever tactics, Schumacher went on to win his first Grand Prix victory, exactly a year after his debut in Formula One on this very track. And he became the first German to win a Grand Prix since Jochen Mass in Spain 17 years before. And the Benetton team had scored their first win for more than a year.
At the end, Mansell was more than half a minute behind Schumacher with Patrese third. Senna climbed back to claim 2 points. But for the Germans at Spa, it was a great day.
I really can't describe it. I mean, it's something crazy. But I really have to say, in the whole weekend, I felt that we quite good. And I don't know why, but when I was in the motorhome today, I thought I'm able to win this race. But then I was actually in the race. I was just in third and fourth position. And I thought, I think my dream doesn't come up. And then suddenly the situation changed. I went in for dry tires, and it was absolutely at the right moment. And I could win the race.
The world champion further increased his points lead after this race, but the battle for the second place now truly intensified, with Patrese, Schumacher and Senna all with good chances. The Williams team clinched the Constructors' title with the 10 points earned in Spa, but here as well, the runner-up spot was wide open.